20. We are a group of Londonderry seniors that started sharing some of our best jokes and stories with retired communities in 2017. That was 5 years and a whole pandemic ago. We are so happy to be back. And I'd now like to present to you Leslie Kirschman, our narrator, as she shares her thoughts on old age.
Hi there. You know, old age is supposed to be golden. I heard it said, but sometimes I really wonder as I crawl from my bed with my ears in my drawer and my teeth in a cup, my eyes on the shelf until I wake up. When sleep dims my eyes, I think to myself, is there anything else I should have put on that shelf? You know, the reason I know my youth has been spent is my get up and go has got up and went. But I really don't mind, because I think with a grin of all the fun places my get up has been. And now, Act 2, why men wear earrings. Did you ever wonder why earrings became so popular with men? Well, here's the story. A man at work one day notices his coworker is wearing an earring. Now, this man knows his coworker to be a normally very conservative fellow and is curious about his sudden change in his fashion sense.
Say, I didn't know you were into earrings.
Don't make such a big deal about it. It's only an earring.
So how long have you been wearing one?
Ever since my wife found it in the truck. Oh.
Here is an example of how to get your money's worth. Act 3, the hotel bill. An older lady decided to give herself a big treat for her 75th birthday by staying overnight in a really nice hotel. When she checked out the next morning, the desk clerk handed her a bill for $250.
This is a very nice hotel, but the rooms aren't worth $250 for just an overnight stay. I didn't even have breakfast.
I'm sorry you're disappointed, madam, but $250 is a standard rate and breakfast was included.
Can I speak to the manager?
Certainly, madam.
The clerk went off to get the manager, warning him of the lady's anger.
Good morning. Our desk clerk has brought me up to date on your concerns, so let me try to explain.
This had better be good.
First, you must understand that we provide all kinds of facilities to make the guests welcome. For example, we have an Olympic-sized swimming pool and a well-equipped fitness center.
But I didn't use them.
Well, they are here and you could have. You probably noticed that our hotel is famous for putting on shows featuring the best entertainers in the world.
But I didn't go to any of the shows.
No matter what amenity the manager mentioned, the old lady always answered,
But I didn't use it.
But you didn't and you could have.
after several minutes of discussion, the old lady decided to pay. So she took out her checkbook and wrote a check.
No, this is a check for $50.
That's right. I charged you $200 for sleeping with me.
What? But I didn't.
Well, too bad. I was here and you could have.
Act 4. The 21st century. A woman was visiting her daughter last weekend.
Could I borrow your newspaper for a minute?
Mom, this is the 21st century. We don't waste our money on newspapers anymore. Here, use my iPad.
Thank you. That fly never knew what hit him.
Act 5. Shoplifting. A man and his wife appeared before a judge. The wife was charged with shoplifting grocery items.
You have been charged with shoplifting a can of sardines.
Yes, Your Honor.
How many sardines are in a can?
7, Your Honor.
Therefore, under statute 7698, I'm sending you to jail. 1 day for each sardine in the can. That will be a trial of a total of 7 days.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes,
She also stole a can of peas.
I just have to tell you, I just love the music of the 60s. Just think how those would be today. Act 6, artists of the 60s. Artists of the 60s reviving their hits is really interesting with new lyrics to accommodate us baby boomers.
First, Herman's Hermits. Mrs. Brown, you got a lovely walker.
The Bee Gees. How can you mend a broken hip?
Bobby Darin, splish splash, I was needing more cash.
Ringo Starr, I get by with a little help from my depends.
Willie Nelson, on the commode again.
Paul Simon, 50 ways to lose your liver.
ABBA, Denture Queen.
Act 7, cave drawings.
okay.
A stone was discovered in the Holy Land. It was considered a unique find, and the writings were said to be at least 3,000 years old. The piece of stone was removed and brought to the museum, and a team of archaeologists from around the world came to study the ancient symbols.
Thank all of you for helping us determine the meaning of these symbols. Have you come to any conclusions?
This is a woman.
We can see these people held women in high esteem.
Yes, and we can tell as well that they were intelligent as the second symbol is a donkey. That proves they were smart enough to have animals help them till the soil. And the third is a shovel, meaning they had tools to help them.
I find the next symbol to be quite interesting. It appears to be a fish, which means that if famine hit the earth and food didn't grow, they would seek food from the sea.
The final symbol is the Star of David, which means they evidently were Hebrews.
The audience applauded. They applauded quite enthusiastically. But as the applause subsided, a little Jewish man stood in the back of the room.
Idiots. Hebrew is read from right to left. What this really means is, holy mackerel. Hit the ass on the chick.
You like that one,
Okay, let's explore the random thoughts of some senior citizens.
Be grateful that no matter how much chocolate you eat, your earrings will still fit.
Whoever said out of sight, out of mind, never had a spider disappear in the bedroom.
In my mind, I am still 29, but my back is 54, my knee is 63, and my right hip turns 75 next week. I cleared out the space in the freezer. Sounds so much more productive than I just polished off another pint of ice cream.
I just realized that my memory is like an Etch-a-Sketch. I shake my head and I forget everything.
Keep calm and be crazy. Laugh, love, and live it up, because this is the oldest you've been and the youngest you'll ever be again.
I'll bet you 10 to 1, this guy is going to get it. Act 9, the bet. A guy is reading his paper when his wife walks up and smacks him on the back of his head with a newspaper.
I found a piece of paper in your pocket with Betty Sue written on it.
Jeez, remember last week when I went to the track and I bet on a horse named Betty Sue?
The wife turned and slowly walked away. But 3 days later, we see the guy is reading his paper and the wife walks up and smacks him on the back of the head again.
What's that for?
Your horse, Betty Sue, she just called.
I tried that at home.
You know, I think that this coach is really a diamond in the rough. Act 10. The coach. It was a very close baseball game, and the fans were really involved. Right after the 6th inning, the coach called one of his 9-year-old baseball players aside.
Do you understand what cooperation is? What a team is?
Yes, coach.
Do you understand what matters is that win or lose together as a team?
Yeah.
So I am sure you know when an out is called, you shouldn't argue, curse, attack the umpire, and call him a big fat jerk.
Yeah.
And when I take you out of the game so that another player gets a chance to play, it's not a stupid decision. And the coach is not the biggest idiot on the field.
Yes, coach.
Good. Now go over there and explain all of this to your grandmother.
Act 11. No sex since 1955. You're like this.
Yeah.
A very old rusty Marine Sergeant Major found himself at a gala event hosted by a liberal arts college. There was no shortage of extremely idealistic young women in attendance. One of them approached the sergeant major for conversation.
Excuse me, sir, but you seem to be very serious. Is something bothering you?
Negative, ma'am, just serious by nature.
The young lady looked at his awards and decorations.
Hello.
It looks like you've seen a lot of action.
Yes, ma'am, a lot of action.
You know, you should lighten up, relax and enjoy yourself.
The sergeant major just stared at her in the most serious manner. Finally, the young lady spoke.
You know, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but when was the last time you had sex?
1955, ma'am.
Well, there you are. No wonder you're so serious. You really need to chill out. I mean, no sex since 1955?
The young lady took the sergeant to a private room where she proceeded to relax him several times.
Wow, you sure didn't forget much since 1955.
Okay. Well, I hope not, ma'am. It's only 21:30.
Enact.
Come on, girls, let's tell these folks the truth about women our age.
We've seen it all. We've done it
Come
all.
on, girls.
No.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Holidays.
We've seen it all. We've done it all.
We've been around the block.
We're living large.
We're so in charge.
Old ladies, what a crack.
We've just begun to have our fun.
We've earned a little wrinkle,
Say it loud. We're downright proud.
and when we laugh, we tinkle.
Real women feel it's no big deal to have another gal. There is nothing we can't handle.
All right, folks, I have this friend who's told me this story, the blonde point of view. Last year, my blonde friend purchased some new windows. And this is what she said.
Last year, I replaced all the windows in my house with those expensive double pane, energy efficient windows. Today, I got a call from Home Depot complaining the work had been completed a year ago and that I had still not paid them. Hello, just because I am blonde doesn't mean I am automatically stupid. So I told him just what his fast talking sales guy told me last year, that these windows would pay for themselves in a year. Hello, it's been a year, so they're paid for, I told him.
This was there was only silence at the other end of the line.
So I finally hung up. He never called back. I bet he felt like an idiot.
Let's listen in on this. Daddy's phone call. Act 14. The phone rings and a child answers.
Hello?
Hi, this is Daddy. Is Mommy around?
No, Daddy. Mommy is in the bedroom with Uncle Paul.
Hello. But honey, you know we haven't got an Uncle Paul.
Oh, yes, I do. And he is upstairs right now in the bedroom with Mommy.
Here's what I want you to do. Put the phone down on the table and run upstairs. Knock on the bedroom door and shout to Mommy that Daddy's car just pulled into the driveway.
Okay, just a minute. Daddy, I did it.
What happened, honey?
Well, Mommy got all scared and jumped out of bed with no clothes on and ran around screaming. Then she tripped over the rug and hit her head on the dresser. Now, she isn't moving at all.
Oh my gosh, what about your Uncle Paul?
Well, he jumped out of bed. He didn't have any clothes on either. He was all scared and he jumped out the back window into the swimming pool. But I guess he didn't know that he took out the water last week to clean it. He hit the bottom of the pool and I think he's dead.
There was a very long pause, dead silence on the phone.
Swimming pool? Is this 305-486-5731?
No, I think that you have the wrong number.
Okay. Act 15, Senior Citizen Ramblings.
Research shows that laughing for 2 minutes is just as healthy as a 20-minute jog. So now I'm sitting in the park laughing at all the joggers.
Yesterday, my husband thought he saw a cockroach in the kitchen. He sprayed everything down and cleaned both. Today, I'm putting the cockroach in the bathroom.
Knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad. Philosophy is wondering if a Bloody Mary counts as a smoothie.
If you are not supposed to eat at night, then why is there a light bulb in the refrigerator?
Don't let your worries get the best of you. Just remember, Moses started out as a basket case.
I heard it, the advice that eating an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But really, who cares if you have this kind of doctor? Act 16, gotta love the doctor. A well-known alternative nutritional research doctor is making a presentation to a group of retirees. The presentation on nutrition and longevity is finished, and she is now taking questions.
Doctor, I have heard that cardiovascular exercise can prolong the life. Is this true?
The heart is only good for so many beats, and that's it. Don't waste your time on exercise. Everything wears out eventually. It's like saying that you want to extend the life of your car by driving faster. Want to live longer? Take a nap.
Aren't fried foods bad for us?
Food is fried in vegetable oil. How can getting more vegetables be bad for you?
Is swimming good for the figure?
If swimming is good for your figure, explain a whale to me.
Is getting in shape important for my lifestyle?
Hey, round is the shape.
Finally, the doctor summed up the presentation.
Just think of these facts. The founder of KFC died at 90. The inventor of Nutella died at the age of 89. A rabbit is always jumping up and down, but lives only 2 years. And the turtle, who doesn't exercise at all, can live up to 400 years. So take some rest, chill, and enjoy your life.
Speaking of chilling out, this is a chilling story. Act 17, Frozen. Two men were waiting at the pearly gates, and they struck up a conversation.
How did you die?
I froze to death.
That's awful. How does it feel to freeze to death?
At first, it's very uncomfortable. You begin to get the shakes and you get pains in your fingers and your toes. But eventually, it's very calming and it just goes away. And you get numb and you drift off. It's just, you're just sleeping. How'd you die?
Well, I had a heart attack. You see, I knew my wife was cheating on me, so one day I showed up at the house unexpectedly. I ran up to the bedroom and found her alone knitting. I ran down to the basement, but no one was hiding there. I ran up to the second floor, but no one was hiding there either. I ran as fast as I could to the attic, and as I got there, I had a massive heart attack and died.
Man, that's so ironic.
What do you mean?
You'd only stopped and looked in the freezer, we'd both be still alive.
Say, let's listen in on this. Act 18, the hearing aid. Ethel noticed something funny about Mabel's ear.
Mabel, did you know that you have a suppository in your left ear?
I have a suppository?
Mabel pulls out the suppository and stares at it.
I'm glad you saw this thing. Now I think I know where my hearing aid is.
This could be a true story. Act 19, stop for speeding. An elderly man was spotted driving erratically down the street. He passed a police car and was quickly stopped. It was 2 a.m.
Sir, where are you going this late at night?
Well, I'm on my way to a lecture on alcohol abuse, the effect it has on the human body, as well as bad effects of smoking and staying out late.
Really? And just who is giving this lecture at 2 a.m. in the morning?
That would be my wife.
Evening cocktails, Act 20. While enjoying their evening cocktails, the wife said to her husband in a very seductive voice,
Have you ever seen a $20 bill all crumpled up?
all right, we'll pass the no.
No,
She gave him a sexy little smile and slowly pulled out a crumpled 20 bill from her cleavage. The husband took the $20 bill from her and smiled approvingly.
Have you ever seen a $50 bill all crumpled up?
The husband takes the $50 bill and begins to breathe heavily.
Now, have you ever seen a $50,000 bill all crumpled up?
no.
Go and check the car in the garage.
Oh. Attention, lost at Walmart, Act 21. Two men, one young and one old, were pushing their carts around Walmart when they collided.
Could you two stand in the middle of the stage there? Thank you. Oh, you'll get it. You get home. I'll be what you want.
I'll take the $50 bill.
Sorry about that. I'm looking for my wife, and I guess I wasn't paying attention to where I was going.
Well, that's okay. What a coincidence. I'm looking for my wife too. I can't find her anywhere and I'm getting a little desperate.
Well, maybe I can help you find her. What does she look like?
Well, she's 27 years old, tall with red hair, blue eyes, buxom, long legs, and wearing short shorts. What's your wife look like?
Doesn't matter. Let's look for yours.
Act 22, the fortune teller. A woman went to see a fortune teller. The fortune teller asked to see the woman's hand and held it for a long time, staring at it.
I don't know how to tell you this, so I'll be blunt. You need to prepare yourself to become a widow. Your husband will be murdered in a manner most gruesome before the year is done.
The woman was petrified and seemed unable to process this information. Her hands began to tremble. Finally, she managed to ask the question on her mind.
Will I be acquitted?
One comment, that these are all great, you're fabulous. The audience is gonna be out here for a lot of us. So they're just sort of like quarter turn towards the audience. Okay.
The pharmacist at 23. A married woman entered the pharmacy, walked up to the pharmacist, looked him straight into the eyes and said,
I would like to buy a fast killing poison for humans.
Why? What for?
I need to poison my husband.
Lord have mercy. That's against the law. It's a sin. Absolutely not.
the woman reached into her purse and pulled out a picture of her husband in bed with the pharmacist's wife. The pharmacist looks at the picture.
Why did you tell me you had a prescription?
At 24, the funeral procession. A Jewish man was leaving a convenience store with his espresso when he noticed a most unusual Italian funeral. The procession was approaching by a nearby cemetery. A black hearse was followed by a second black hearse. And about 50 feet behind the first one, that was the other hearse. Behind the second black hearse was a solitary Italian man walking a dog on a leash. Behind him, a short distance back, were about 200 men walking in single file.
I'm so sorry for your loss. This may be a bad time to disturb you, but I have never seen an Italian funeral like this. Whose funeral is it?
That's of my wife.
And what happened to her?
She yelled at me and my dog attacked and killed her.
But who was in the second hearse?
That's of my mother-in-law. She came to help my wife and the dog killed her as well.
A very touching moment of Jewish and Italian brotherhood, and silence passed between the two men.
Can I borrow the dog?
You'll have to get in that line.
At 25, the operation. A middle-aged woman had a heart attack and was taken to the hospital. While on the operating table, she had a near-death experience and saw God.
Is my time up? No, you have another 23 years, 2 months, and 8 days to live.
Upon recovery, the woman decided to stay in the hospital and have a facelift, liposuction, and even a tummy tuck. Since she had so much more time to live, she felt the operation was good. And after her last operation, when she was walking across the street, she was killed by an ambulance. Again, she found herself face to face with God.
I thought you said I had another 40+ years. Why didn't you pull me out of the path of that ambulance?
My child, I'm sorry.
I didn't recognize you.
Okay. Now, Peggy?
Yep. We would now like to invite you to join us as we sing the senior version of These Are a Few of Our Favorite Things. And everyone should have a copy of the song.
Both socks and nose drops and needles for knitting, walkers and handrails and new dental fittings, bundles of magazines tied up in string. These are a few of my favorite things. When the puppies sleep, when the bones free, when the leaves go back, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I feel so bad. Dear promise and complex for bunions, no spicy food or good onions, and frozen peanuts and hot meals they bring. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dawn is safe, when the it's spring, when the mountains grow dim, I now remember the great part of them, and then so many.
We hope that you have enjoyed our show as much as we have. Now, I would like to introduce you to our wonderful director, Peggy Kerr.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce you to the members of our cast. Anna Hartwick. Gary Johnson. Dan Kirschman. Leslie Kirschman. Narrator. Pearl Litterer. Alex Max. Paula Moore. John Perez. Christine Perez. Sandy Shula. Mike Smith. Carl Tominelli. And Martha Tominelli. And just remember, laughter is the best medicine.
I'm in about 50